the room. Come on in the room. Bucks lose it tonight. 135-133 to the Sacramento Kings. Come on in the room. Doc Rivers is our doctor. He writes out all the scripts. He gives us our medicine in our room. We alive. It's the Cream City crossover. Groove Trickles Dirt.
Justin.
Yeah. Just me and Justin tonight. Chris King. I got the game on the TV. Chris King is out at the Oklahoma-Tennessee game, which is why he's not joining us. JT has prior obligations as well. Early Saturday start. Did they start early for the World Series? I don't understand why they started at 5 o'clock in Milwaukee. 4 o'clock in Milwaukee. I didn't get the early start there. But I don't know. Maybe that was why things were out of whack tonight. Bucks lose at 135-133. Come on in the room. We're live on Twitter. We're live on YouTube. We'll talk to you in the chat. First really disappointing night of the season, I think you would say, through 6 games, which again, take it as it is. And, here's the thing. It's an 82-game season. You will have losses like this. You will have nights like this. You will have days like this. So come on in the room. Let's talk about it. And let's figure out what happened. Because at the end of the day, you score 133 points, I'm expecting you to win a basketball game. When you score 133 points, I'm expecting you to win a basketball game. Not get beat 130, not give up 135. But let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's do a game recap right here. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 32 minutes tonight, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists tonight for Giannis. Uh-oh. Hang on. Let me make sure this is. Oh, let me make sure something's going on here. Okay, there we go. My bad. My bad. I'm doing production. I know Chris King. I'm doing production. I got to make sure everything's straight. My apologies. My bad there. Giannis, 26, 11, and 8. 1 steal, 1 block. 8 for 13 from the field. 61%. 1 of 1 for 3. He's now 5 of 8 from 3 on the year. And then he was 9 of 14 from the free throw line in a 2-point loss. Gary Trent Jr. 17 points, 2 assists tonight. He was 5 of 7 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. Miles Turner, again, we've had this conversation, and Chris King was talking about this last night, the other night we were on, after the win over the Golden State Warriors. How does Miles Turner play with Giannis scoring the basketball? I'm also not understanding 23 minutes from Miles Turner. Something's not adding up to me. Why, again, you have Bobby Portis plays 23 minutes tonight. Miles Turner plays 23 minutes. You have a guy, Bobby Portis, we'll get to the defense was horrible in a lot of different spaces, but I'm not understanding, and again, Miles did have 5 fouls, so maybe that was the reason, but I'm not understanding how he only gets 23 minutes tonight in a game where, you're getting beat. They're getting to the middle of the floor easily. With ease. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 boards, 2 steals, 3 of 6 from the field. Did have a big 3 at the end of the game. And again, 23 minutes, he was a +2 tonight. Miles Turner was the only starter with a positive plus-minus. So you feel like he could have got some more minutes there. AJ Green, 17 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 6 of 12, 4 of 10 from 3. He gets up 10 threes like everybody's been wanting. But man, oh man, there were 2 threes in the fourth quarter as the Bucks were, I think, down 6 or 5 or 3 or something like that, midway through the fourth. I'm talking 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes left, where it just felt like A.J. Green could have got some threes. He had some wide open looks. And again, 4 of 10, 40%. You're not gonna fret about that. You're not gonna be concerned about that. You're gonna have an issue with that. But man, there were a couple that were wide open that you felt like could have went down for A.J. Green. Ryan Rollins, little bit back down to earth. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists tonight, 2 steals. He was 8 of 13 from the field, 61%, 0 of 3 from 3 tonight. He did have 3 turnovers. Bobby Portis, 16 points. He probably gave up 36. 16, 6 boards. I know that's going to make you mad, Justin. 2 assists tonight from Bobby. He was 6 of 9, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. Torian Prince, 3 points, 3 boards. Cole Anthony, I'm pissed off at Cole Anthony too. You lose by 2, and Cole Anthony gets 2 technical fouls. No, you're not good enough. You are not good enough to get 2 technical fouls and give up free throws in a game that we lose by 2 points. You are not that good, sir. And I like Cole Anthony, but you're not that good. Amir Coffey, I thought did a decent job, 4 points, 3 rebounds tonight. But how about Kyle Kuzma? This game, the only reason this game is close tonight is because of Kyle Kuzma. 22 points. At one point, he had 16 straight from the third to the fourth quarter for the Milwaukee Bucks. He was 9 of 13 from the field. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Another guy who was a plus in the plus-minus department, Kyle Kuzma, was outstanding tonight. He was absolutely outstanding. They could not stop. Once you got to that third quarter and that started at first 7-8 minutes of the fourth quarter, or 6-7 minutes of the fourth quarter, wherever it was when he went out of the game, they couldn't stop him. I mean, it was jump shots, layup, getting to the basket, get himself to the free throw line, mid-range, everything that could. Kyle Kuzma had everything you wanted from him in a basketball game, and that's why this is an even tougher loss tonight. Because you get 22 from Kyle Kuzma, 16 straight in 21 minutes. That's a heck of a ball game for Kyle Kuzma. And then you look on the other side. Again, you get 135. He has the big numbers. 29 from DeRozan. 24, 13, and 6 from Sabonis. LaVine had 31 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. Schröder had 24, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Again, you go back to it, and that's, again, the Ryan Rollins thing. Tonight he got outplayed by his counterpart. And again, I'm not saying that's why you lost. I'm just saying that it's in the 2 games, really the 2 games we're talking about, where he went off on New York. He outplayed Jalen Brunson, and then he outplayed Steph Curry, and then tonight he gets outplayed by Dennis Schröder. I'm not blaming him. I'm just stating the fact. That's what happened. Russell Westbrook had a phenomenal game, I thought, as well off the bench. 12 points, 10 assists. He was 4-14 from the field, so he was at plus 14. Again, effort, energy, hustle, smart plays, all the things that a veteran does, like Russell Westbrook. He did some of those things tonight. And they get the win. Drew Eubanks with 10 points as well. Ellis with 3. But again, man, I think there's a couple different things you get to when you're watching this basketball game. 2 things, and I'll pass it off to you, Justin. 1, the defense of the Milwaukee Bucks, and they start on a 15-2 run, and Sacramento called timeout. I thought this game shifted, at least initially, when the all-bench unit came in, and I thought Bobby Portis, I know you're not going to like, Bobby Portis started everything for, you know how you can talk about trendsetters and things, guys, I'm going to say start momentum, or guys that lead by example and things get going one way. I thought Bobby Portis, and if you're coming in, appreciate you, come on in the room and hit that like button on your way in. Hit the like button on your way in. But I thought Bobby Portis, was horrible defensively. Horrible defensively to start this game. Let me just super chat to William Moraine since I got up. Super chat, William Moraine. Rarely do I stop my monologue for a super chat, but here we go. I'll do it. I'm saying rarely do I stop my monologue ever. But we got a super chat from William Moraine, so we're gonna do it, and I have it up. He says, "I'm sorry. That has to be the worst officiated game. We're gonna get to that I've ever watched. How can you call fouls from the scores table every time? No 50-50 calls went. Mind you, to the Kings made only 1 field goal in the fourth, and they had 27. Damn, I did not know that." The Kings only had 1 field goal in the fourth. They had 27 points. I know they took 16 free throws in the fourth. Hey, you know what my next call gonna be after we get off this show, Justin?
Adam Silver?
No, hell no. Adam Silver's scared as hell. He ain't gonna do nothing. I'm calling Cash Patel. I'm gonna call Cash Patel, FBI director. That's who I need to call, because I need an investigation. What's the man's name? Mitchell Everett. What's his name? Put his name in the chat. Mitchell Everett. Whatever the hell his name was. Horrible. Man. He was hard. This man called every call. Mitchell Everett called. I think his name's Mitchell Everett. He had every single call. And I was gonna but let me get the defense first. Again, William, that's you. I'm gonna get to Mitchell. NYC Randy, another super chat. He says, Giannis played bad. This loss is on him, but I don't care. Bobby has to go. Game flip. So that's what I was getting at. Game flip. As soon as he got in the game, he's extremely bad on defense. Get him off my team. Also, your theory on the refs and the league, it's getting suspicious. Yeah, are they trying to push Giannis out? I don't know. But I'm going to your first point, NYC Randy, of Bobby. Bobby Portis was, I thought that's the term I wanted to use. Set the tone. Every game there's tone setters. There are tone setters, and I think tonight the tone setter was when Bobby Portis got in the game and was absolutely butt booty cheeks defensively. I mean, everybody getting to the rim on him. And then I'll go to, so we'll talk about him, but I thought defensively he was as bad as it gets. And again, him and Kuzma out there, which goes back to the point of Miles Turner. Do I want to see Jericho Sims more? I do. And by the way, I don't know if I'm gonna break this stuff tonight, but I got some stuff. I might let it simmer a little bit, but I do have some intel about some things going on in the Milwaukee. But I do have a little bit for you. Every now and then I get some nuggets, some tidbits, but I don't know if I'll drop them all tonight. But I got a few. Going back to William Range's point about the officiating, terrible. It was hard, but there's no doubt about it. 16 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like I said, I didn't realize they only made one field goal. That's atrocious. And again, it was Mitchell Everett, whatever the hell his name was. Every single call. I mean, he's out. Marcus Johnson on the broadcast, he's out of position calling it. Out of position calling it. Listen, I'm trying not to be upset about it, but 40 free throws from Sacramento. And again, they were heavy jump shooting. There was a lot of jump shots. I mean, they got to the basket too, but there was a lot of jump shots. And my issue is we didn't get those same calls. Like Giannis going to the basket. Again, I'm not mad. Cole Anthony had a point. He had the one where Ellis stole the ball from him. Like, he had a point to be upset. You just can't get attacked. But I think that was a foul. They're getting moved at it. Some of those were foul. He wasn't wrong. It was just you can't get text from it. But again, but at the end of the day, you got to find a way to win. And I'll say this, and I'll pass to you, Justin. Was I upset at the officiating? Yes. Was I upset at Bobby Portis and some of our deep? Yes. Could we still have won the basketball game if Giannis for 3.5 quarters didn't play? And again, I don't say this often, but Giannis played like a baby back bitch. He did. There were large parts of the game where he played like I don't know if his knee was still hurting him. You can't let Sabonis out jump you for Giannis wouldn't jump. And again, maybe he was hurt, but Sabonis out jump you for come on, dog. Come on, man. That was some of that was pathetic. That last turnover, I think he thought he was going to get a foul. I mean, again, I don't blame him because they called a foul. If that was on Sacramento, it would have been a foul. But, I mean, you can't just throw the ball at the rim. I don't know what the hell that was. That was a bad turnover. This is a frustrating night, man. Frustrating night. Bucks lose 135-130. That's a little bit of what I saw, Justin. We have a lot to talk about tonight. That's a little bit of what I saw, Justin. What'd you see?
Yeah, the little ugly-ass referee's name is Mitchell Irvin.
Irvin. That's Irvin, not Everett. Irvin. There you go.
We need to find a barber in Milwaukee. Hey, G's Clippers, some holler at that dude, man. That stuff is terrible on his head. I'm not even going to talk about what I thought yet. We'll just go right to Doc. Doc said he didn't get a chance to look at the play, but the film guy said that not only was Giannis fouled after he grabbed.
He was fouled before.
Yes, Russell Westbrook was pulling him.
He grabbed his arm. They just send that into the damn league. That better be on the 2-minute report. He literally is grabbing his arm. I saw it. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're right. Then he alluded to the missed goaltending that Russell Westbrook again scored a bucket on.
Yep.
Also said the technical foul on Gary. He said GT, which I'm assuming that's Gary Trent Jr.
He got a tech, yes.
He said that was a little bit bogus as well. But then he made sure he emphasized that the refs aren't the reason that we lost this basketball game. They might not be the reason why we lost, but they might be the reason Sacramento won. That's me.
Okay.
He said he's never saw a team lose, shooting 60%, almost 60% from the floor and 40% from three-point line. The other team just brought it tonight. They look like a team that did not want to go to 1-5. Only guy that guarded DeMar DeRozan well was Amir Coffey. In the first 7 minutes, they played great defense, and then the rest of the game, he felt like they played defense like they were in open gym. Shoot around. Emotions were high. A lot of that stuff was because of the ref. He said that Bobby felt like dude dove at his leg in the first quarter. Also talked about Schröder getting killed by Ryan Rollins earlier in the game, and then all of a sudden, Schröder barking at him and stuff like that. So he just said they'll clean it up. Kuz attacked well, went downhill. Cole Anthony can't get thrown out of a game like that, especially when you're down guards. And he didn't think the Russell Wilson, I mean, we might as well call him that because dude ain't been good since Russell Wilson was good. Russell Westbrook foul on Giannis may not have been a flagrant from where he sat. He hasn't looked at the video on it, and he hates that the guys go to the jump to the video and they slow the game down and stuff like that. That just makes it worse.
But here's the thing on the Russell Westbrook thing. I don't know what you have to do unless Giannis turns into a flopper. I mean, so the reason Russ didn't get a flagrant was only because Giannis doesn't fall down and just be on the ground. Because anybody else, if you grab somebody by the neck, Giannis just carried him into the stanchion. That was it. But you can't grab the whole thing, shoulder, neck area. That's the rule. Shoulder, neck area. And Russell Westbrook just bear hugged him at the shoulder and neck. And the only difference is because Giannis is 7 feet tall and he's built like an ox and decides not to fall out and flail. So again, Giannis got to start body slamming. I don't know what you got to do, but you can't allow that to happen. That's a superstar. You can't allow that to happen. You can't allow that to happen.
You go to that super chat. God, no.
One more from super chat. We up here twerking. William Arrange. Super chat says the other night against Golden State, Draymond Chu. Oh my! Now this is a great William. This is a great point. This is what I was talking about too. The other night against Golden State, Draymond chewed the ref's ear off and got in his face, yet no tech. GTJ got a tech for trying to get his call overturned, which ended up getting overturned after they gave a tech. Which right, because then they went back and shot the free throws. So they recognized they didn't get the call right because it was about whether he was shooting or not. And again, all he did I thought was show him what he was doing. But that's a great point from William Arrange because as we talked about at the Golden State game, Draymond has this leash because he's a bad child. Because he's the terrible kid in the classroom, he gets the leash that none of the other kids get. Every other kid gets barked at when they talk back or when they do this or when they do that or when they're out of their seat. But the class clown gets a little more leeway before you send him to the principal's office. And that's what. But then Gary Trent Jr., model citizen, teched up as soon as he says anything. Cole Anthony again. Did Cole Anthony deserve a tech? Maybe he did. I don't know what he said. But now, if Draymond had done what Cole Anthony did, just get a tech, hell no, he doesn't get one. So I do agree with that, but some of that's still mental. You can't get the tech. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the second one, he waved his hand at the ref, and I think that's why he teched him up because, that's supposed to be a big no-no. But you're absolutely right. I mean, these guys, absolutely atrocious, man. The fact that you're called – we had a foul review in the first half, and they called toe-to-toe contact as a justifiable foul. And you got Giannis out there having to put on an arm sleeve in the first half because guys are raking at his arms and he's bleeding. Like, you just can't make this stuff up, man. I'm just so frustrated. But back to the Bobby with the bad defense. I don't disagree with you that his defense was bad. However, Cole Anthony's defense was just as bad. AJ Green's defense was just as bad. It was a horrendous effort on the defensive end. Anybody guarding DeMar, I thought Ryan Rollins' defense was bad after the first 7 minutes. You just can't do that.
I tell you, tone setter.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's also a tone setter letting Dennis Schroeder and DeMar DeRozan get downhill and get buckets and Zach LaVine get into a shooting thing. This was a collectively bad defensive effort for the entire Milwaukee Bucks team. Some of that stuff, the goaltending, you just can't miss that. Miles Turner with the strip, and then they called it a foul with, again, Buddy is out of position. It's not his call. It's just horrendous, man. You can't have that. We understand that the Sacramento Kings have a lot of former NBA All-Stars. Marcus mentioned that quite a bit on the broadcast. But you just can't have it. You just can't have it. And you cannot not rebound the ball. You have to, Giannis. You have to rebound that ball.
Yep.
Miles Turner. I don't care if Russell Westbrook is in front of you, on the side of you, or behind you. No pause. You got to get his little ass out of there. You're Miles Turner. And the one thing we were talking about it in the pre-show, Trey, the one thing that, Brooke didn't get a bunch of rebounds either, but he allegedly cleared dudes out the lane. This dude, Sabonis, make him go over the back. But I thought he committed 12 fouls tonight too. But anyways, I'll digress on that, man.
Listen, you're not wrong. The defense, getting away from the officiating for a second, the defense wasn't good enough. It just wasn't. It was, and again, like I said, I thought, and that's why I'm not just putting on Bobby. It was a collective effort, and that's what I'm talking about tone. It just started with Bobby and that group that came in, and they were really bad. But yeah, after that, it was a parade to the basket. But again, people are talking about AJ Green and his defense, but that's what happens again, and that's why there will be a discussion at some point. Again, we're 5 games into 6 games in the season. We're 6 games into the season, but there will be discussion at some point about when and how, or what, especially if Kuz is gonna play like that, about how when you pick and choose and where there may be a game where Kuz starts. Because another game, big wings, right? Toronto gave us some problems. We came back and won the game. But Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes, and who's RJ Barrett wasn't good that game, I think. But Brandon Ingram gave us a lot of problems. You have those highly efficient, great, big time offensive wings. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan gave us problems. And again, maybe that's why you look at it. You look at a team like the Golden State Warriors, and really it was just Kuminga the game. Like Steph, smaller, diminutive guard, that didn't give you the same type of problems. Now again, tonight, Dennis Schröder gave those problems. It really did come from all over. But again, here's my other issue that I go to. And again, we're gonna get all over the place. So I'm not even worried about this chart behind me with the that gives us the the agenda. But as I look at it, here's my other piece. And again, maybe, and now Tish has a lineup change has to happen. 6 games again. Let me make one thing clear before we keep going here. We do this. We get on the show. Me, Justin, and Chris, and JT. We react because we're on after every game. So we're going to react appropriately to the game we just saw. We do have to keep sight and keep mind and keep focus that it's an 82-game season. And if I'm only upset every 6 games about how we've played, I think we're going to be okay. So I'm not going to call for sweeping changes because we wet the bed on a Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock tip-off. It was weird. It was odd. I'm not, especially after you just upset the Warriors and somebody would call it upset over the Knicks, and you started and you played the Cavs really well, and you beat everybody else you're supposed to. And were you supposed to be this Kings? Yeah, you're supposed to beat them, but you didn't get blown out. You didn't lose by 20. You didn't come out and absolutely stink it up. You played.
Came out crazy.
You played you played. I mean, again, this is an 8+ offensive game. You played an 8+ offensive game. So it wasn't like everything was broken with this basketball team. Again, let's go down to point score. You had what, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You had 6 guys in double figure. If you put up 133, more often than not, you're gonna win. So I'm not gonna say, you put up 133, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna win. You outscore your opponent. You shoot 60% in the fourth. Like what'd you say Doc Rivers said? If you
never seen a team shoot almost 60% from the field and 40% from 3 and still lose a basketball game.
You shot 60% from the field. They shot 47% from 3, and they lost that basketball game. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not jumping off the bridge here. I'm not jumping off the cliff because you lose and because you look bad defensively. There were a lot of positives you take. Again, Gary Trent with a 17-point night, you'll take that. AJ Green, 17-point night, you'll take that. Rollins, even a 16-point night, you'll take that. We're still trying to find out what he is. Is Rollins going to be a 20 to 25-point a night guy, no matter who's in the lineup? That's a question mark. We'll figure that out. But you get 22 from Kuzma, you get 16 from Portis. Like those numbers, you'll live with them. The Bucks lost this game because of 2 things: their defensive effort and how poor the officiating was. And you can look at free throws as well. Valerio says, "Amen, CCC. That's why I come here after every game. Y'all don't overreact when we lose. Call things as they are. Keep it up. Appreciate you, Valerie." Right. I mean, again, it's a loss. It's a loss. I'm upset. But yeah, that's how these things go. Go ahead, Justin. Sorry.
No, that's what we do, man. Like if this was baseball terms, we live on every pitch. We live on every ball bounce. Yeah. So when you come in here, you see us upset. The reason why we're upset, especially on a night tonight, I feel like the 2 basketball games we've lost this year, and we're 4-2, which it took us. Damn, we were talking about what we were going to have for Thanksgiving dinner when we got to our 4th win last year, it felt like. But when you look at some of this stuff, we're critical at times. I feel like we need to be critical, but we want them to win. And I felt like tonight, Ryan Rollins kind of pressed the issue a little bit too much. He had a couple bad turnovers, and that's okay. Like, he's going to learn for this. I would rather him make these turnovers and make these bad plays on November 1st than June 1st. Follow me? Like, June 1st, we need a parade in our city. Look, man, we're not. And if you think we getting overcritical and stuff like that, we're not. But just, saw a lot of the stuff in the chat, and we back on this trade Bobby, and that's okay. That's what y'all want to do. But I guess my thing for all of y'all that want to trade Bobby, y'all constantly talk about how the man sucks, how he trash, how he horrible, how he's this, how he's that. What is a GM going to give you for a player that's like that? If you think you see that, you don't think other GMs see that? And the Lori marketing, we need to hang that up. That man's making $200 trillion. And they want a haul coming back for him. So if you want to trade Bobby, if you want to trade Kuzma, if you want to trade Giannis, whoever you want to trade, from now on, this is just from my seat. When you say you want to trade someone, put in there who you want to get back. Let's have a realistic trade talk if we're going to talk about trading Bobby.
Maddie, I don't understand what she says here. Maybe Maddie, and to your defense, maybe you just got in here. She says you guys are scared to call Giannis out. I started this show by saying, so maybe you missed it, so I'll repeat it. I started off this show in the monologue by saying, I don't say this often, but Giannis tonight played like a baby back bitch. And he did, I would say for 3.5 quarters, he did. The effort that he used to try to go get the rebound at the end of the game, to go win the game, when Russ is pulling you, and then LaVine is slapping down, and he went and got that rebound. The effort that you used then when the game's on the line, that's what you should have been doing when they missed shots in the fourth, early in the fourth, and you needed that rebound, and instead Sabonis is tipping it back to himself and tipping it out somewhere else, and the ball's on the ground. That type of effort, you can't just save it for the end of the game. When time is off, like that 5-6 minutes, the defensive possession is not over to you until it's over. So respectfully, Maddie, I just say maybe you missed that part, and I'll let you go on that. But I'm just saying we did that. Hey, man, this is my bad. Right? I'm just saying we did that. So, and again, I would never as much as we listen. You see, we old school Cream City crossover. I'm doing a production, so we ain't got the new background and everything up there. You know what I'm saying? So Dame, you can still see Dame a little bit in the bottom. I see him. You know me. I don't care who you are. You come here, you don't come to play. I will criticize you. I have no problem doing that whatsoever. None.
But what's crazy is though Giannis plays so terrible and he's still 26, 12.
Yeah.
And I mean, but that's that Tiger Woods philosophy, man. We not out here for second best. For us, second best is just the first loser. And Giannis didn't bring it tonight. Ryan Rollins didn't bring it tonight. AJ Green didn't bring it when it mattered. Bobby Portis didn't bring it. Doc Rivers should have got a tech. If anybody should have got a tech tonight, Doc should have got a tech tonight. Because that's atrocious. But you know what? I feel like old armpit fro boy head, he didn't want to call the tech on Doc. You know why? Because he knew he was bogus. But look, man, like I'm just enamored by this loss. Like it's a lot of goofy energy on this loss from us. But hey, much respect to Kyle Kuzma. He did everything he needed to do. I've heard a lot of stuff on the sports talk radio in Milwaukee about people talking about why is Kuzma still on his team and all that. Like, you got to get over that sugar honey iced tea too, babe. And everything we need him to do. Go ahead.
And I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm gonna tell you something too. I will tell you, they are, from my understanding, the Milwaukee Bucks as an organization are much higher on Kyle Kuzma. I'm talking about as a player than the general public. I think they are much, much higher. That's not to say they won't trade him at the deadline. That's not to say that he will remain on this team and he's good. It's not to say that, but I'm just saying, I from my understanding, it's not like some lock. Oh, he's gone to the deadline. I don't think that to be the case. As a matter of fact, I know that to not be the case at all. I'm telling you, listen, there's times where I drop stuff. I'm telling you what I know. Not to say he won't. They are much higher than the general public is on Kyle Kuzma. And again, but some of it is you need a guy that can go out and get stops. And again, it was great he put up 22 points. But defensively, you can't. I mean, 29 from DeRozan and 31. You got 60 points from DeRozan and LaVine. It was too much. It was too much. Ayo says one stop when we win this game. Absolutely. You needed that. Tish says
Trey, you piss.
Go ahead.
You pissing me off with all this damn Panther shit on too. By the way,
hey, you know what we got tomorrow. You know what we got. Everything's intentional, baby. Everything's intentional. You know what we got tomorrow.
I know.
You know what we got to do tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Don't worry. We got something for you on that.
Dude, driving my blood sugar
up. Nixie, people are in the chat talking about calling Giannis out. What you think? I want to ask you this. Let's keep going. What do you think about Doc and his own defense? I think he was trying some different things. Do you think he should have went to it earlier? I felt like the Kings, and shout out to Doug Christie, I thought they did some things and really kind of exploited it in not the natural way, because I think a lot of teams, you think about just getting to the middle and trying to shoot your way out of that zone. I thought they just did a really good job overall of finding soft spots in the zone, not necessarily just trying to hit the three, but they kept themselves. I mean, they found ways to get into those soft crevices behind the zone and to the side into the short corner to get themselves a basket. But again, that's what happens when two of your best players are mid-range assassins like LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. They absolutely showed it tonight.
Yeah, I thought the key to that zone was Russell Westbrook, man. He did a great job going from elbow to elbow, down to the blocks, finding Sabonis, cutting to the basket and stuff like that. He did a great job. And I mean, maybe that's why some of the chat earlier in the year was talking about we should bring him in, and Buck's Twitter was on that. I think that Russell Westbrook, he's savvy enough. He's like, what did they call that game a couple weeks ago? The Icy Hot Bowl. We saw a lot of the Icy Hot Bowl guys tonight, and I thought Doc he did the best he could do. But when you add that, I hate to go back to it, but I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. When you go back to that refereeing, and you go back to those guys making damn near every shot, there's not much we could have done. And Doc threw everything. I thought this is one of Doc's better coaching performances, because he didn't just sit there and take the L when we were down. He called timeouts at the right time. He did it. Only thing I hate that he didn't do is he didn't go crazy on that ref and get a tech, because he should have gave him a piece of it. And, the 2-minute report, it'll be interesting, man. Make sure you follow the Cream City crossover on your on your T's and Q's on Twitter. That's your new joint.
Yes, on your T's Q's 973.
Y'all soft, goofy people got to stop getting my boy suspended off of Twitter. Like y'all done got him suspended off of 6 Twitter accounts because he don't like Halliburton. Is that the issue?
I don't know what it is. I have no clue what's going on with the Twitter stuff. But we run it back every time you knock me down. We're gonna get back up stronger. The other thing I thought. Go ahead.
Sorry, one last point. Like you said, I thought Doug Christie did a great job tonight too, and I gotta give him credit where it's due. That man came in here with a 1-4 basketball team. He knew they were horrible, or they were playing horrible. Team had given up a numerous amount of double-digit leads and stuff like that. And Doug coached that game like that game he was needed to. It was a play-in game. That's what it felt like to me. Doug threw everything at us too. So, hey, man, it's an 82-game season. It's long. Every dribble of that basketball, we wanted to execute. I get mad when they miss a shot. I don't care. That's what we're going to do, though. And we're going to give you our honest opinion every single game.
Well, again, credit to the Kings, credit to Doug Christie, but I think, listen, let me tell you something. You're not, the way they played tonight, I see why they're 1-4, because that's not going to win you a lot of ball. Giving up 133 points is not going to win you a lot of ball games. You outscored us tonight, but like you said, again, most nights that's just most nights you're not going to get 16 free throws in the fourth quarter. I did see somebody said they made one. William said they made one shot in the fourth. They made 5. I think they hit 5. They did hit 5 shots in the fourth.
But actually got a good point.
But most nights, what Jackson say, part of the problem with the zone is that you're more vulnerable to offensive. That's true. That is definitely true. On the that's a good point. But we got out rebound all night. I don't think it. I think it was man zone. Really didn't matter where we were. We were getting out rebound. And again, it was really about the opportune times because Sacramento didn't just kill us on the glass. But it was just the timing of when the rebounds took place. That's what really hurt. But to Sacramento, you're not gonna win a lot of points getting 100. You're not gonna win a lot of games getting 130 points. You're just not. You're not gonna get 16 free throws every single night in the fourth quarter. You're also not going to shoot from the line. They were 35 of 40. They did miss 5 free throws. Most teams are not going to shoot the ball. Are not going to shoot 64% from the line. Like we missed 11 free throws tonight. So again, I was giving some credit to Doug Christie, but that was a performance where I'm telling you, most nights, and that's what I'm trying to get myself calm back down. Most nights, that's probably a loss for Sacramento. It's probably going to be a loss. Tonight just ended.
Calm down.
Yeah, tonight just ended like that, and it wasn't there for us.
They only missed 1 free throw in the fourth quarter. I know they missed 5. One in the fourth quarter, and I thought that was huge because Sabonis he was hitting them joints like his daddy.
Right. Yeah. No. He was hitting them, but again, it's so funny. Late in the game, Giannis was hitting free throws right and left. So, again, I know he missed a lot of free throws tonight. He missed 5 in a 2-point game. But he did knock him down late in the basketball game. He did knock him down. What'd you say?
Pure shots. They were. They looked like Ray Allen at the line.
Absolutely. Hoop Dream says the Bucks played bad. Should have blown them out. This game is more about the Bucks than the Kings. Again, I think it was about 100% about the Bucks. I think it was also about. I can't let the officiating just go though. I can't let it go. Again, should we have overcome that? I'm not saying we shouldn't have. I'm not saying we did everything right. I'm not saying that. But I can't let the officiating go tonight. Tonight was a poorly officiated game. And I encourage everybody to make that call to Cash Patel. I encourage everybody to go ahead and find your local FBI office and make that call. Because again, listen, if there are more people who need to be implicated in this scandal going on with the NBA, the people need to be implicated. It is what it is. It was odd. I'm just saying, it was odd. That's all. It was odd.
That ref definitely need to be implicated because he can't even afford a haircut. There's something wrong with that brother, man. That stuff ain't that just terrible. Like, get the boy a sponge or something. That shit on your head is atrocious. No, but I just want to say one thing before you rewind this back and you like, oh, here go Justin and Trey crying about the referees. Rewind it back a little bit more. We critique everything this Milwaukee Bucks team did that also led to this. But if we not being 100, we not telling you it was 8 on 5 tonight. That's what I saw.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. You talked about another thing Doc Rivers, I think, could have done. And I think the other thing Doc Rivers could have done, in my opinion, was again, when your defense isn't working well, especially when you're not rebounding the ball and you're not defending well, I guess I don't know what more you have to do to get Jericho Sims a look. I'd like to see him get in. You know, he's a high flyer. He's gonna get in the air. He can defend out on the perimeter as well. He moves his feet well. I just want to see him get a shot, especially when you look at it in some of the things. Some of the things you need our defense, especially from bigs, and getting rebounds. So listen, man, I'm trying not to be. I think. There was a play. Do you remember Bobby came down, hit a 3? I can't remember what quarter this was. And then immediately the comeback was a Drew Eubanks layup and one. And that's the kind of stuff you can't have. That's the kind of stuff can't have. The other conversation I want to have, we talk about Doc Rivers, the all bench units, and I know we talked about it in the before we got on, but did we talk about the minutes from DeRozan, and have we talked about it on the show? I forget where I talked about it on the show. Here's the other thing. DeRozan plays 41 minutes. LaVine plays just under 39 minutes. Giannis plays 32. It is hard when the other team is playing their best guy 10 more minutes than your best guy. That's hard to even when called Rollins was third. Like, we didn't have anybody that played over 36 minutes tonight. That was Ryan Rollins. And their best two players played 39 and 41. And it's sometimes about rolling with your horses. And I get it. You can't always chase wins in November. And that's the other part about, like you talked about, Doug Christie. Doug Christie was chasing a win tonight. You're 1-4. If you're 1-4, yeah, you do come in and say, I might got to play my guy 40 minutes to get a dub tonight. Because I don't know what DeRozan is averaging. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up to see what his average is so far this season. But yeah, so think about this. I mean, first 37, 37, 40, 33, 35, 41. Tonight was the most. These are the most minutes DeRozan's played all year long. Let me see Zach LaVine. I'm just wondering. So 35, 37. He did play 40 against LA. 35, 36. Second most minutes he's played all year. So Doug Christie was absolutely coaching to win tonight because he played his best players, the most minutes they played all year long. So I do think that was a factor. If you take DeRozan out 4 less minutes, if you play LaVine 2 less minutes, there's a chance this game goes differently as well. But you got to take what's given to you, and the Bucks just didn't take advantage of everything. There were moments this game could have been won. This game was up for grabs, and the Bucks didn't take them. Again, I go back to the 2 threes AJ Green missed. I go back to the rebounds Giannis could have had that he didn't grab. You go back to those all bench lineups and units that Doc Rivers had. When you're up 15, 13, and you just let them ease their way back into the basketball game, it gets tough.
You go to the Ryan Rollins dribbling the ball out of bounds a couple times. Gary Trent Jr. had a couple he dribbled out of bounds.
So did Cole Anthony had a couple offensive fouls that were really bad.
And I think that's why he was so upset about Eubanks sticking his hip out on the joint, because you had just called an offensive foul on him the previous possession. But, I mean, we got to keep it a buck, too. The only reason why Ryan Rollins had 36 minutes is because Cole Anthony was ejected. Had
True.
Cole still been on the floor, Ryan Rollins wouldn't have saw that either. So we definitely, I agree with you. We saw, like we said earlier, we saw Doug Christie managing like it was the play-in game for him to move up and be the 7 seed and play the 2 seed, and Doc Rivers is like, hey, man, like, we going to do what we do, and we're going to make sure that we're rested up and healed for Monday against those bums down there where they don't have a baseball team. So Miles Turner never threw out a first pitch there. But I'll say this too, man. There's a lot of stuff that is good from this, and Doc and those guys can watch this tape and they can clean this stuff up. A lot of this stuff is able to be cleaned up, and we got to get these emotions under control, man, because if you think about it, 2 Cole Anthony free throws were made on a technical, Bobby Portis free throw made on a technical. That's 3 points and you lose by 2, and I hate to be that type of guy, but we're giving away 3 points here.
The Bobby Portis tech made no sense to me at all. I know that Mark Johnson on the broadcast trying to give you the whole people were jumping at his legs, or he thought that somebody jumped at his leg. Sabonis was playing basketball, man. Like, that was a normal basketball play. He's going for the ball. You swiped it, and I think he got a little off balance, and he wasn't diving at your legs. And then you go out, you put your finger in his face, you do it. Like, that kind of stuff is so that kind of stuff. I get tired. Again, this is Draymond Green does that tough guy shit, and he gets in people's face, and he's gonna and he'll push you around, and he has no problem starting a beef or starting anything during the game. The difference is Draymond also has that same attitude towards defense, towards knocking somebody down when they come in the paint. You saw what happened here. You saw what happened when Ryan Rollins was balling on Golden State. And again, they lost the game, but Ryan Rollins started cooking. Draymond give you a hip check. Say, hey, young fella, we ain't playing. Hey, again, and they lose, but in a certain way, I do kind of respect it, because it's like I'm gonna do whatever I can do in the game, out of the game, to try to get your head out of the game. Whatever I can do, I'm gonna do it. But he takes that approach to his on the court play. Bobby Portis only takes that approach to his off the court play. On the floor, you're not like, how about one of the rebounds? Russell Westbrook grabbing people by the neck to stop a dunk or a layup. Why you not grab somebody then? Instead of letting him run to the basket as a free layup, why don't you put your forearm in somebody's chest? Why don't you get a tech for a real reason? Why don't you instead of a tech, why don't you get a flagrant? Because that'll knock somebody out coming to the hole. Well, I'd rather see those kind of stuff, that kind of stuff, versus I let somebody go to the cup, lay up, but I'm mad because you dove at my legs after the play. I'd rather see that kind of stuff. But that's me.
Not mad at you, bro. Not mad at you
That's
at
me.
all. And I know that I'm gonna be painted as the Bobby defender. So let's sit down on Justin's truth couch for a second. I am by no means a Bobby defender. I am a Milwaukee Bucks fan. But I do think that Bobby has a vital role on his team. And I would 1,000% when Sabonis is driving to the hole, if Bobby gets a flagrant one because he's going to the basket, I am all for that. That's the Mayor Milwaukee stuff we need. If Russell Westbrook just fouled Giannis hard, hey, Bobby coming across that screen, he runs through him with both elbows up, gets a flagrant one, I'm okay with that. That's the tone setting I want. I don't want you, and I understand. And Trey, you played a much higher level of any sport. Because, golf, we're not really getting in each other's faces, right? Well, unless you play for the St. Augustine's College. Shout out to all my Falcon golfers, too. Because we probably would have gotten your face. But those other schools, not so much. But all I'm saying is, Trey, you had a guy at Howard that every time he was on go. It didn't matter what it was. He could think that dude was against him or that guy was against, and that wasn't even a play. And I'm sure Bobby's going to watch this. He's going to be like, all right, dude, I overreacted. I was bogus for it, and move on. But, hey, as long as Bobby's a Buck, I'm going to love him. And for all y'all in the chat that don't think I want to trade Bobby, one guy I'm not questioning when it comes to wheeling and dealing and moves is Horst. Because I think he is the best transactional GM in the history of the Bucks. Flat out. I wasn't old enough to see Buddy from the championship era, but I just think that we're in a good spot. We got to play good basketball. Let's get ready for Monday now. We can't do nothing else about this one, man.
Can't do anything else about it. A couple more things before we, and like I said, we ain't got to be out here all night. We do want to get to a couple more things before we get to game ball, look around, all that kind of stuff. I want to ask you about the play of Kyle Kuzma. I did want to just get, because we did so much crap talk about Kyle Kuzma. What did you see from him late in that third and going into that fourth quarter? And like I said, Kyle Kuzma kept us in that basketball game. What did you think about how he played? And do you think that's something? Do you think that's him, or especially offensively, or like what, or is this just a one-off? Kind of like remember the game? Who was at the end of the year? Was that against Detroit or somebody? Where him and Pat Connaughton went off like in the first half, Kuzma had like 25 or something, and then nobody yet because all the starters were out, and then Pat had 40 or whatever it was to win that last game. But like, what did you is that more Kyle Kuzma speed? Like, what are you seeing from Kyle Kuzma? Can he replicate that, or is it just a one-off?
I feel like this is what Kuzma is, man. He's the ultimate role player. That's what he's been his entire career. He's not Chris Middleton. He's not Drew Holiday. He's not insert all-star great player here. That's not who he is. But he can have a game like this where he carries you, he keeps it close, and he can do it again for sure. But the important thing, what we're missing, and not but for the Kuzma haters, what you're missing, that defense against Cat was amazing.
Yeah, it's New York.
Then he followed it up and played good defense on Jimmy Butler when he was in the game. And and then we go back. The game that always sticks out to me is the Luka Doncic game for Kyle Kuzma. But I think if we can get this type of Kyle Kuzma, and hopefully the three-pointers start falling, because some of those three-point shots, they're pretty bad.
Bad look, yeah.
But I'm excited with everything that Kuzma brought this year. I think we're in a good spot with him, and I can't wait, man. And look, you're not overreacting. I'm not overreacting. It's one game. We understand what this is, but this game and the Cleveland game, we should have won both of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I you know me, I 100% agree. I 100% agree with you wholeheartedly there. And to answer my own question, yeah, I think that Kyle Kuzma, the way he scored tonight was different. To me, you know what the biggest number was outside of the 22 points? It was zero turnovers for Kyle Kuzma tonight. That time he goes to the basket and he's out of control and makes the bad pass. You didn't see any of that. He went, he attacked, and I think the issue with Kyle Kuzma always, or has been for the most part, is he goes to the basket hard. He's run to the rim, but he never has a plan. It's almost like he's going bull in the China shot, and whatever happens, happens. And tonight felt like he had a plan for most of it. I think there were a couple. There was one where I think he threw it up and it went in. But for the most part, I thought tonight there was a nice spin move on the baseline. Got himself to a layup. I think he got an and one. He had one where it was just a nice shot. And then the mid-range shot, like as bad as his 3-point shots have looked at, the couple mid-ranges he hit were pure. I thought it was kind of crazy. He took one where Giannis was in the game, a little ISO, and I was like, oh, Giannis in the game, and you still taking that and the confidence. So you saw the confidence from Kyle Kuzma. And I think the other good thing is, he took 2 threes tonight and missed them, but he didn't overdo it where he's taking 5 or 6 threes. Just to try to score the basketball, just trying to get that shot. So that was good from him. And again, he's bought in a lot more. And tonight, when he got the hot hand, you keep it rolling. Even so much so to the fact where when they tried to take him off the floor for Gary Trent Jr., Doc called him back to the bench. And because Kuzma was cooking. And so Kuz was definitely in Kuz control tonight. So we'll see if that can continue. But that was a very good moment for Kyle Kuzma and very encouraging. Maddie asked a question. She says, did you feel Giannis wasn't involved more on offense? Rollins was doing a bit too much and should have gotten Giannis going early. No, I disagree with that, Maddie. I don't think it's Rollins. Listen, Giannis is young. I don't think it's Rollins' job to get. I'm not gonna say it's not his job to get Giannis involved in the game, but Giannis can take as many shots as Giannis is never not involved. He took 13 shots tonight. He could have took more. Honestly, the worst shots he took were those mid-range jumpers that he kept missing. I thought it was Giannis' fault that what he didn't do was when he got the ball in the elbow, he kept trying to size guys up and shoot the ball. Like I said, that's why I was asking about his knee, because he wasn't jumping for rebounds at the rate I think he should have. And then he settled for those 50, 60 footers. Again, do I know he can hit him? Yes. But there was one in particular where Sacramento's on like a 10-0 run, whatever, and the first thing you do, you get in the game, shoot a 14-footer. Like, that can't happen. Like, assert yourself. But I do think, again, Maddie, to your point, end of the game, Giannis, I know he's at 15, and he hits 11 points, I think, in the fourth quarter. So he did get himself back involved. There's also a moment I remember in the fourth where I believe it was Gary Trent Jr. and Miles Turner working around the perimeter. Giannis had Russell Westbrook on him down the paint. You got to get him the ball. And that was when he started really asserting his will. You got to give him the ball, got to get him involved down there. So, again, I think it was a little bit of both, but I don't think – I think Giannis was the main culprit of him not being involved in the game plan. I don't necessarily know that it was Ryan Rollins' issue.
Who you say was on him in the fourth quarter?
Russell Westbrook.
And what they used to yell at Jimmy Howard, mouse in the house. You got to get Giannis that ball. Yeah. He has to have that ball. I think that Giannis did a great job of picking his spots tonight somewhat, but it's like what you said, the elbow jumpers, they're okay when they're going in, but you make 1 or 2 and you see us down by 8, 7, 9, 6, whatever the case may be, we need you to get downhill. And Doc preaches a lot. You got to get downhill. And I think that's why Kuz separated himself, because then Mitty started going in after he got downhill. But, Giannis is going to be fine, man. Rollins is going to be fine. I truthfully believe Portis will be fine, and Jericho Sims will find a way on this court, and AJ Green, those halfway down joints. Like, this is a game where we were just in half an inch short.
Young City says the Kings shot 40 free throws tonight. That was the 5th most they've ever shot in a game in franchise history. Again, it was weird. Again, I'm trying not to be that upset about that. It was weird. It was out. Again, listen, I'm not saying it was all their fault. Nights like that can't happen. It was weird. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is 6 games in a row the Milwaukee Bucks have been outshot at the free throw line by their opponent. I believe that's true. So if somebody wants to fact check me on that, but I believe in each game this year, the Milwaukee Bucks have been outshot from the line. I thought the other interesting point was, that and some people are pointing out on Twitter right now, 4 technical fouls for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I thought the crazy thing, the 4 techs on the Bucks, Sacramento doesn't get any. Why would they? Because they got all the calls. But four techs on the Bucks, and then you have that incident with Russell Westbrook, and that's a common foul. That's just it. Again, it was odd. It was odd. That's all. But you got to win the game. You got to fight through that. Sometimes you got to win the game 5-on-8. But it was that's what happens.
Hey Trey, but we got to keep it a buck too. We know that we got a habitual grifter in DeMar DeRozan. He's been a grifter since he was in Compton. Like, he's known for grifting. Like, everyone gave James Harden all this stuff. DeMar does it as well. And I mean, everything tonight makes me want to say things that, my grandson should never hear me say on this earth. But the biggest thing for me that just has me going, that makes me want to sack you through this computer screen, got to sack him like Micah Parsons going to do to that little midget boy they got out there tomorrow.
No. Hey, listen, we're gonna get rid of that ball fast, and you're gonna see You're gonna see what a real rookie receiver look like. Not that Matthew Golden boy y'all got out there. And is he hurt?
He golden. Who that boy? Oh, you talking about that boy that's on my fantasy team that got me running up these charts? I'm about to get on you next.
Are you running up charts? I don't know if you are.
Oh, I'm running. I'm running like Bryce Young gonna be running from Mike and Rashawn.
We're gonna show you running with Rico Dowd. I'm gonna show you how to run, Rico Dowd. Rico Dowd are gonna show you how to run. Tish says thing we've been talking about, could the refs be a bigger part of getting Giannis out of Milwaukee? Who knows? Again, who knows? It's all listen, with as much things going on in the NBA, the conspiracy theory, I don't think you're wrong to think that. I don't think you're wrong to think that at all.
Trey, you alluded to that earlier in this year. Yeah. Tish, shout out to you, Shorty. That is a great comment. Because, but the thing is, I think Giannis is kind of feeding off of this, man. And I'm going to say this now, and we got, you can rewatch all of our stuff. When we win this championship this year, this is the type of stuff that's going to make us a championship team. We know we got effed over tonight. We know some of that stuff in that Cleveland game was a little fluky too. I was busy with Tish's homeboy, Aaron Rodgers. But we know it's fluky. When I went back and watched, I was like, all this stuff, we're building these young guys up. Kevin Porter Jr., him just being on the bench and experiencing this is going to bode eons for him. When you look at Ryan Rollins, turning the ball over, making bad plays. Gary Trent Jr., Lord, he looked like Trey's rookie wide receiver out there. Can't catch the damn ball. What? But all this stuff, once we get to this playoffs, I think that's going to help us take off, man.
One more thing I want to get to the Bucks before we, like I said, get to starting to wrap this one. News comes out today on Kevin Porter Jr. That he has some meniscus issues, going to have a surgery. The issue with the meniscus, it was that got hurt. So he was ramping up to come back onto the floor and get himself. I think he was close. From my understanding, he was pretty close to coming back. Mm-hmm. And then he gets the meniscus issue. What do you make of it? And is this obviously hurts teams? You want him back in the lineup, but I think it's one thing where, I think this is. I'll say this, and I'm not going to take too long on the point. Again, obviously, want to rest up, get well. 4 weeks. I'd rather have it now than later. So it is what it is. And I think he'll recover and be back 100%. But I think before there was a question of, is Ryan Rollins going to be the starter moving forward? And he has these big games. And, if you come back in a couple nights, do you let a couple games influence your starter, Benson? Maybe not. But this month, this is the Ryan. To me, the bigger picture of it is, this is now, because like tonight, Ryan Rollins, it was a decent night. Tonight's not a night where you go, oh yeah, he's the starter. Tonight, not one of the nights. Like it was a decent night, but that wasn't, oh yeah, move KPJ to the bench for this. That's not what tonight was. Even though he did shoot 61% from the field, but I think he could have inserted himself into the game a little bit more. But I'm asking you, what I'm saying is this. I think this is you now have a month, probably maybe another week rehab, whatever. You have 4 to 5 weeks now for Ryan Rollins to assert his control as the lead point guard on his basketball team. Do you think he does that? And then what do you make about the additional injury?
So had this have been Rollins' game 2, with what he had 16 and 60% from the floor, we'd be having a parade for him off of that. But the problem is Ryan has put the bar so high because he's a much better basketball player than just 16 points. And I think if Ryan, and I'm not looking for you to get 32 every night either, right?
No.
If you get 24 tonight, and this is obvious math stuff, right? Captain Obvious here. You get 24, 22, 21, one less turnover, we win this basketball game too. Hell, if he had 20, we win this basketball game. I think Ryan Rollins is a much better basketball player than what he showed tonight. I'm going to piss y'all off again. I think Portis is. I think Gary Trent Jr. is. I think Giannis is. I think Miles Turner is. I think Doc Rivers can coach better. But, as far as Kevin Porter Jr., this is why he's on that team. Because if we need a stop, he can make that stop. And you know what? That may have been a lineup where we saw Kevin Porter Jr. and Ryan Rollins on the floor together. Because you had LaVine, who I felt like Porter's big enough and strong enough to stay in front of a LaVine or a DeRozan. Biggest thing is you got to put them hands up, though. You cannot lean forward the slightest bit with DeMar DeRozan. And I thought Rollins did a good job of that towards the last couple possessions in the fourth quarter, but it was too little too late. But that's okay.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
It's tough to give this dude, take his starting position away when he played 10 minutes of the NBA season and he had 10 points in those 10 minutes. We're in good shape, though, man. Like, all this stuff, and like I keep saying, man, and not to be a broken record, but we are learning. I do agree with one last thing. I'll let you go, Trey. I do agree with Batty. Oh, sorry. I thought someone I misread a comment. I think Giannis needs to get that midi going a little bit earlier in the game, man. Like those shots that he was missing in the third and fourth quarter where we're down a bucket or two or a dump truck. Those are good shots in the first quarter where it's a 2-4 ball game. But we can't do that stuff down 7 or 8. But that's all I got on it, bro.
Another point being made at Bucks Realm says that on Twitter, says he tweets out the Kings, he said 17 free throws in the fourth quarter, the most attempts any team has taken in the fourth quarter this season. So there's that as well. Hunt Jack, this is I'd expect Sears to get some run too. He's too small. That's the only. Again, I told you who he remind me of, Justin.
Leave him alone, man.
Marcus Howard. That's
Leave him alone, man.
And I thought Marcus Howard is a bucket. He's too small. He's just too small. He's just too small. And I like Sears. I think he's just too small. I don't think he can defend his position. So the only way you can be on the field, if you can't defend your position, is you absolutely have to. I mean, you got to be knocking down everything, or you have to be. I mean, moving the ball so well, you got to do a lot of different things when you're that size. And I don't think, again, maybe he will be able to do them. He definitely can't do them as a rookie. TR says team is trash. You're just wrong. Super shot.
I'm confused by that.
Yeah, I don't
because the one before that, he said team is a work in progress. So, like, what is? Like,
I don't know what.
Yeah, what are we doing, brother?
Super shot says, what does T Prince do well? I think he does a lot of things well. I think the difference this year, I think he's played a really good. He didn't have the greatest game tonight, but I think the difference with Taurean Prince versus what we saw from Taurean Prince last year is he's playing in position. You had him last year playing as a 2. That's out of position for him. He's playing more as a bigger wing this year, as a 3. And I think that's been much better for him. I think I think he's played well. He's hitting the 3 at a good clip. Q, we talked about Kuz already. Kuz had a hell of a game tonight.
Why are you playing about Prince? I thought that shot at the end of was it the third quarter where he hit that 3 or the second quarter?
That was before halftime, I think.
Okay, yeah. I thought that might have been the thing that put us over the top, man. So Torian's having a much better year, man, and we gotta get that man his flowers. Same thing with Kuz, man. When we are talking bad about these guys, and I'm not talking about us on the show, I'm not talking about necessarily anybody in particular in this chat, but the one thing about me and this brother on this mic right now, and the other 2 brothers that are out, and shout out to Chris that I turned off the Oklahoma game, but I know it got to be intense, man. I got to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
You know, my son JR homecoming at Troy University, so I got the Troy game on, and then I live in Raleigh, so I got the NC State game on, and I got the World Series on. I need another screen, man. But what I'm gonna say is that if you dog a Bucks player, right, and that's okay. I'm not gonna tell you how to fan, but if you dog them, do like the four of us do. We're happy to say we're wrong. You know, shout out to the fake rebounds, right, Trey?
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, if you dog, be ready to praise him the next night. Be ready to praise him when he plays well. That's the same thing. We did it with Dame all, and that was the thing. People didn't want us to down Dame. We did it with Dame all the time. Again, we give Miles Turner a lot. And again, even without the points, I really do think that Miles Turner I think he plays well. There's so many things I think that he does well. Again, he was a +2 tonight. His presence on the floor is really good. I just think we got to play him more than 23 minutes. And again, some of that, I think he has to take some of those Bobby minutes away. I think Miles Turner's got to be a third. I don't know what did Miles Turner like. I just want to see his stats.
He gotta stop getting in the goofy foul trouble though. Like, and he has a lot of bogus fouls in the first. And you know, with this old armpit head boy, you know, we don't know if those were all legitimate fouls, but I feel like Miles perpetually does this. I'm gonna give you a good comparison to Miles Turner. If I could go baseball for 1 second.
Go ahead.
He's Freddie Peralta.
Okay.
Freddie would always get into the situation where he would throw. He's a great pitcher, but he throw a bunch of pitches and he's out the game in the third or fourth, fifth, sixth inning. This is Miles. Miles is a great basketball player, but he has a stupid moving screen or stupid, I'm going to hedge this guy cutting here. We don't need that. Let Bobby get those fouls. Let Jericho Sims get those fouls. We can't have you doing that because you should be our pseudo 2.5 all-star.
Yeah, he's got to figure it out. And again, I mean, I'm just looking at it. You know, he's playing the least amount of minutes he's played ever. Not ever, but in the last two. Last year he played 30 minutes a night. He only played 27 minutes a night. He took a couple before that, but he's at 28.7 minutes a game. Scoring wise, I mean, this is the worst scoring Miles has ever put up in his entire career. 6 games in, 9.8 points a game so far. It's the worst. He came off here averaging 15 in Indiana. Before that, 17, then 18. And then he was at 12 and 13. He entered the league his rookie year. He scored 10 points a game in 22 minutes. So he's got to figure it out from an offensive standpoint. You want him to do that, but again, defensively, I think his impact is there. He's got to stay on the court, like you said, and then he has to find more buckets. He just got to find them. I don't care if it's from the three. Again, he had a big three at the end of the game. He's got to find buckets. 3, 2, get into the basket, layups. He used to kill us. As a pacer, he used to kill us with the 16, 17-footer. It was money. You give him that ball right there in the arc, money. All right, Bucks.
Air balls tonight on turnarounds, man.
Yeah,
but
right. Those were. Oh my God, he had like two or three of them where you just leave it short, man. Against smaller guy, that can't happen. Can't happen.
You gotta play mindless basketball. Stop thinking so much. Like, he got that ball at the end of the game, and I think we ended up getting a bucket from Giannis or something. Let it fly. I'm okay if you miss it. What did the greatest basketball player of all time say? You miss 100% of the shots you do not take. Miles, shoot the damn ball.
Yeah. No question about it. All right, Bucks loses tonight, 135-133 to the Sacramento Kings. Let's go to Twitter, see what the Twitter people are saying. J. Phil in Texas says, Giannis got absolutely washed on the defensive side of the glass. He has to be way better on that side. Very costly tonight. J. Kayson 125 says Miles went to the locker room at one point. Maybe that explains the only 23 minutes. At NYC Randy says the worst officiating I've ever seen since the Hornets game last year. This game is on our entire front line. GA, Bobby, Miles all played soft, couldn't get rebounds over Westbrook. Giannis had by far his worst game, but the game flipped in the second quarter when Bobby came in. At Sunk 345 says Doc has to play Jericho Sims more. AJ Green has to be better. More AJ Green. Okay. Jericho Sims, he has to play Jericho Sims more. AJ Green, I see what he's saying. AJ Green has better rim protection than Bobby. I'm sick of this dude. NLCS runner-up, Giannis free throw watcher, says 20 or 30 from free throws, unacceptable. Giannis free throw shooting continues to be an Achilles heel. Your boy, the Wisconsin kid, says Bobby, sorry-ass Portis, killed the momentum twice. Doc Rivers, all bench lineups killed us. Giannis' effort wasn't good enough. We can't afford to give away games. Twin for Life 09 says Kuz should have still been on the floor in the final minutes. Inexcusable play by Giannis with the turnover late in the fourth. The team beat themselves. Terrible loss. And then we'll do a couple more here. 920 rep says thought they could just cash it in and got effed. 100% deserved outcome. And last one here. Big Stepper for Life says one of the most disgraceful games from an officiating perspective. So that was that was where that was what Twitter said there.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You go to work on Monday.
Yep.
You suck like these three dudes did tonight. What happens to you?
What you mean?
You go to work and you suck at your job. You terrible. And you blow everything possible. You do something. Never mind. I ain't gonna put your career out there, but I'm just saying you do something that costs the company.
Yeah, no, you listen, man. You know, it's one of the things there. You're gonna have to. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to be held accountable. And I will tell you now, maybe not me. There are positions where I work. There are some people who mistakes. One mistake can get you up out of there. Again, not my role necessarily, but there's people who I've seen it where mistakes can get you up out of there, and I mean real quick. So it can definitely happen, but again, at the end of the day, they were bad. You got to find a way to overcome it. That's what has to happen. Wow, I was beginning a terrible play by the quarterback in Tennessee.
What score that game? 10-10?
Yeah, it's 10-10. They just threw a pick. I know I saw it's 3-0 Blue Jays right now.
3-0 Blue Jays.
My Colorado boys getting spanked by Arizona, but it's all right.
That's why JT ain't on the show. He's celebrating.
Yeah, he probably celebrating. But yeah, that's how it goes tonight. Let's do it. Let's run into it. Game balls. Feel free to put your game balls in the chat. Where you going game balls, Justin, tonight in a 135-133 loss?
Your rule is you gotta win it to get it.
Yep.
I don't subscribe to that philosophy.
It's all right.
I'm going Kyle Kuzma. Everything you possibly do defensively that we needed to be done tonight, to an extent. Thought he was lacking in the rebounds a little bit, but he made shots and he kept us close when felt like that game was kind of drifting away from us a little bit. So yeah. Kyle Kuzma, aka I thought the blue stuff in your mouth was a mouth guard, but there's no mouth guard there, pro. AKA blue raspberry lemonade Gatorade, AKA brush cut, AKA Poppy Chulo, AKA light skin is back and Drake is up tonight too. Let's go.
Maddie giving her game ball to the officials. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Listen, it's crazy. If the Bucks had won this game, I probably would have given my game ball to Kuzma as well. But I'm gonna give my game ball. You know me. You know the rules. You got to win to get in. Game ball for me gonna go to Brody. Russell Westbrook, 12 points, 10 assists tonight, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. He was 0-5 from the 3-point line. He was 4-14 from the field. But you know what he was? He was a plus 14 on the night, plus minus, and it matched the eye test. I thought that the energy Russell Westbrook provided them boys. Think about that tip in that he got, whether it was a goaltending or not, forced them to make a call. You forced them to make a call, and they didn't make it. And I thought his energy was big. I thought his defensive tenacity, I thought it was important. He did have 2 steals tonight. 10 assists, 5 boards. I'm spitting everywhere. But yeah, I thought Russ I just thought he did a really good job, man. Did he score like DeRozan and Schröder and LaVine? No, but we were getting everybody. Both teams, because I'm talking about what was the difference in the game to me. Both teams gave up points all over the place. So to me, not necessarily the scoring didn't really matter to me. Again, somebody had to score, but we giving it up. These boys giving it up. They giving it up to DeRozan. They giving it up to Schröder. They giving it up to Sabonis. They giving it up to LaVine. But it was where the plays made, those hustle plays, those in-between plays, those energy plays. I thought Russ did those things well, and I think that's why they won the game. So Russell Westbrook gets my game ball, a.k.a. call me Russell Westbrook if you want to, a.k.a. you thought I was going to China. I'm in Sacramento, a.k.a. Hey, young Brody, a.k.a. came into Milwaukee and got a dub, a.k.a. It's just Russ. So there we go. Russ Westbrook gets my game ball there. Let's see. What's next? Let's look around the NBA, see what happened tonight. It's 135-133. Sacramento beats the Bucks tonight. The Warriors are up 9 late in the game over the 0-5 Pacers. And we're gonna talk about it in a second. But you got the Pacers win Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go kick that ass. And I believe that's the NBA Cup night too. Is it? No, it's not NBA Cup. It's not NBA Cup. I'm tripping. No. It's regular game. They're gonna be 0-6 coming into you. The Pacers gonna be looking for a win, but I think not saying that Robbie, it's a good thing the Bucks lost. But because you shouldn't need any motivation to go beat the Indiana Pacers. You should have that taste in your mouth. You should listen. Let me tell you something. I don't care. I don't care that Tyrese Halliburton ain't playing. I want absolute. I don't know if they're as petty as me though, but damn it, the type of talk I be talking from the opening tip to Tyrese Halliburton and all them boys over. Oh yeah. We talking from the start of the game to the end of the game, because you missed the front runner. We gonna show you what the front runners look like. That's what I be doing. So I don't care they 0-6. You need to go in there like they 6-0. That's what I want to see going to beat the Pacers. But it's still 5 minutes to go in that game. I got a feeling the Warriors will knock them out. Magic 125-94 over the Wizards. I'm always intrigued by the Wizards box scores. 6 points from Chris Middleton. 2 of 4 from the field. Minus 21. Damn, Kuz had 22 tonight, big dog. AJ Johnson, 2 points tonight. He got 6 minutes of action.
Tyler Smith get in?
Huh?
Tyler Smith get in, or we need a Capital City Go-Go scorecard?
Oh, yeah, I think he must be Go-Go. He ain't on the roster. But yeah, 125-94 dub over there. The Celtics are bad. Rockets up 20 right now over the Boston, started third. Mavericks Pistons from Mexico City will tip off at 10 p.m. T-Wolves beat the Hornets. And that's it. Those are the games tonight.
Did Ant play for the T-Wolves, or was he out again?
Let's see if he played. No, he did not play. DiVincenzo at 18, Rudy 14 and 15. Julius Randle put up 30 and 7 tonight. LaMelo Ball 18, 8, 7 rebounds. Your boy Bridges did put up 30 though. Con Knipple 5 points, 8 boards. All right, let's see here. On the look around, a couple things I wanted to ask you about. We'll talk about the Packers, Panthers in a second. What do you think? John Morant suspended. So John Morant suspended. You see that? Did you see the press conference he had last night after the game? Where he basically said, asked the coaches everything. He only played, I think, 25 minutes, whatever it was. Then gets suspended. He's gonna be suspended for the next game. Seems like it's gonna be the beginning of the end in Memphis for John Morant. We'll see if T. Morant gets courtside seats wherever John Morant goes next. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a unceremonious exit at some point for John Morant with this basketball team. It's funny, Shams did all that talk about Giannis and where you had maybe if you pay attention to everything going on, you would have known that the coach out there and Ja ain't getting along. But you didn't catch that because you was too busy trying to hide behind, some bushes and grease to get some information that you didn't actually get. So there's that piece. And then here's my question. Here's my other just separate question about. So you talked to me about John Morant, but then my other question is, who's been the biggest disappointment to you, John Morant or Zion Williamson? But go ahead.
Oof. So first of all, I agree with you with Shams with the whole you're missing Wendy as well. Everybody from those 4-letter networks and anybody that had a report about Giannis, you guys are reporting so much on a guy who wants to be on the team that he's on, and we got this brother over here who hates it there, which is crazy. I didn't really feel like his comments were detrimental to the team, though.
Well, I don't think let me say this. I don't think his comments are what got him suspended. I believe they had an altercation in the locker room that actually got him suspended. I think his comments were just comments, but I think there was something that went on in a team meeting after the fact that they got him suspended.
Well, I mean, this dude is the face of your franchise. In regards to how frustrated he made me dancing on the air and all that other stuff he used to do, you don't not play your best player on your roster. I don't understand that. I still think that, I know you got, what do you call him, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. He's a great ball player, too. He's an all-star, defensive player of the year. He's phenomenal. But you gotta make Ja happy. And if you're not going to make him happy, then just move him. Now, I do not want him anywhere near the Milwaukee Bucks. I do not want to, and it's not the fact of what his on-court stuff can do. It's here we go back to that Jimmy Butler stuff from last year. It's what his off-the-court stuff does. If he's not getting the ball, if he's not getting, and furthermore, we're good with the guard position here in Milwaukee. I feel like I take Ryan Rollins, Kevin Porter Jr., and a combination Cole Anthony over John, mix it up any way possible. Who's more disappointing, Zion or Ja? I would probably say Ja, due to the fact that a lot of stuff from Ja is self-inflicted. And I hear you, Tish, that he should have been benched. He should have been benched. He quit with plenty of time left. And that's what I'm saying. It's self-inflicted. But pound for pound, best player on that team, you can still make an argument for him.
I'm gonna say, to your point though, they had a whole break. I don't know if you saw the clip. They had a breakdown. I believe it was Blake Griffin, who kept who was giving the breakdown about how poorly Ja Morant was playing and how he wasn't hustling and all the type of stuff during the game. So I think that is part of why he got benched that game. But sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. And that's the case. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Ja does this to himself. If off-the-court stuff does it to himself. But one thing about this Bucks team tonight, I can't say that none of those guys had a lack of effort. Were they good enough? No. But I think when you go into the stuff and people start questioning your effort and if you care and all, we don't need that here. But I think Zion's is a little bit less disappointing because I think a lot of his stuff is just, and I know you can say it's self-inflicted because he eats the BS and all that other stuff, but I think Ja's stuff is a lot more self-inflicted just due to the fact that his self is not on the basketball court due to a lot of the decisions that he makes off the court and on the court at times too.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on some of that and you know what he looked like. And his off the court issues, same deal. A lot of, it leaves a lot to be desired and self-inflicted, and it's tough. Zion a lot of self-inflicted stuff too, all the eating. But that's neither here nor there. All right. What else you want to get to before? Is there anything else you want to get to before we talk about the Packers and the Panthers for a second here?
Dodgers got a run. It's 3-1. I can't see what
I did see they did get a run. I think Blue Jays got out of the inning. Did say they got a run. I'm also slightly looking at this Indiana Golden State game. Golden State has got themselves back into the game. Indiana's got themselves back in the game. Your boy Aaron Nesmith, his career high is 30 points. He has 29 with 3 minutes to go. So we'll see if he
Ooh.
can get a career high tonight. I wanted so the other thing I want to get. Is there anything else you want to get before we do Packers Panthers?
Nah.
All right,
Oh,
Packers
they got,
Panthers. Then before we get up out of here,
they
what do
about
you
to fight now.
what do you think's gonna happen tonight? Tomorrow, excuse me.
So I'm gonna tell you this: every birthday I've ever had, Packers have choked it. Um, I'm betting Panthers tomorrow. I just feel like it's something with me and the day that mom and dad decided to bring me into this earth. We just found a way to just piss me off, man. And I don't know, man. I'm really hoping that we do it. I think we have the much better team. I think every position. I don't think is there a position that you guys are better than us in?
Probably not. You guys should. There's no reason you guys should lose the game. To be honest, there's no reason you guys lose the game. I will say this: the only way you guys lose is if, for whatever reason, because for us, the Dave cannot when Chuba Hubbard came back. They were doing this thing where they were splitting carries with him and Rico, and the way they were splitting them was crazy because they were doing a series for Chuba and a series for Rico and a series. It didn't make any sense, and so they're gonna. And the crazy thing is, I think both of those games, like Chuba would average like 6 yards a carry, and Rico would average like 6 yards a carry, and Chuba's averaging like 2 yards a carry, and you're basically just wasting the series. And I think what's gonna happen this week is Rico will be basically your lead down every down back. Chuba will probably be on in some select third downs, and I think he'll be your short yardage goal line back. I think they like Chuba running in between the tackles, and I think they like Rico a little more on the outside runs. So I think you'll see some of that. You guys, your secondary isn't great, right?
No, and that's what Q said in the chat. That Horn covers every Packers cornerback we have.
You said what? Oh, J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn. Yeah. Now here's our issue is that our issue is that one, we don't really have a pass rush. So that's a problem, especially against a good quarterback like Jordan Love. You don't have a pass rush. What we're supposed to be able to do is stop the run because our interior defensive line is good, but the Bills ran all over us last week. But so we really should be able to neutralize the ground game a little bit. But yeah, our issue is Mike Jackson, the corner number 2, horrible. Horrible. Our linebackers in pass coverage are horrible. And yeah, we're just not able to get a pass rush. So you should be able to pass the ball all down the field on us. But I think that's what if we can get you one dimensional where you're only able to pass the ball, we have a shot. And then we got to get to the point where Rico's got to have a big day. I mean, like over 125. He's got to have over. How's y'all run defense?
Oh, Delonte Wyatt's there, so we're in good shape. But I mean, I think the biggest problem for y'all, bro, is 350 offensive line potentially could be out for this game.
Yeah, our offensive line. Offensive line being out is a big issue as well. Yep. We have we got a lot of injuries.
You don't want Micah. You don't want Micah. You don't want Rashawn Gary being able to pin their tails back behind their head and just rush a passer either. So I mean, it should be a good ball game. I agree with. Sorry, I got Hunt Jaculate. Lord have mercy. I got it mixed up with Q. Q said I don't think the Packers cover. Q, I'd take
What's
that bet. I'll put 100 on it. 13.5.
Oh, 30, that's a lot. But again, that is how we play, and I think that's probably why it's hard for the lines makers to make the lines, because that's how we play. Like we don't play normal football. It's either really close or we getting our ass whooped. Like it's damn, they just threw another pick. That's how the games have been. It's either a close game, we're playing well, we in the fight, or I mean, it's an absolute blowout. And the route's on. But at the end, I think Bryce got to, like you said, you can't get into these third and longs, obvious pass down situations. where, like you said, Michael Parsons, Sean Gary can pin the ears back and get to the quarterback because they will. But yeah, I think Bryce will play hard. He'll play strong. And again, our guy Ted will win at the line a lot. He'll play really well. And I think we'll if the running game is on, we'll be in the game. If the run game is not on, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a very long day. So that's all I got on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it looks, and I think we'll know within the first, like I said, couple drives what we gonna look like. Especially if we getting gashed 7, 8, 9 yards every run. So I'm not, no joke, man. The Buffalo Bills ran a toss because we have a problem setting the edge. The Buffalo Bills ran the same toss play. I no kid you, they ran the exact same play at least 10 times. And got 8, 9, 10 yards every single time running the toss with James Cook getting to the outside. So yeah, we'll see how it works out for us.
For you old fogies, make sure you remember those clocks change. All our stuff does it automatically now, but you go get an extra hour of sleep. So Lord, them Bucks need an extra hour of sleep tonight, don't they?
Yeah, no, they absolutely do. Gotta get that extra hour. Gonna fall back. Was a big dunk by Jimmy Butler and one. There you go. All right, let's get out of here. I ain't got nothing else. Justin, Bucks losing tonight, 135-133. Do you have anything else related to the Bucks? And if not, we'll see you guys on Monday.
Appreciate everyone in the chat tonight, all y'all folks on Twitter, everywhere you watch us. If you watch it back tomorrow, genuinely appreciate you. These are the nights where it's tough to be a Bucks fan, but I mean, just remember, we're living on every single second of every game, and we are the most critical. Just take a deep breath. We're gonna be all right. Let's go back and let's roll these Pacers. We got to roll the Pacers on Monday.
Absolutely. We'll be back at it Monday night. 135-133. Milwaukee Bucks lose tonight. Again, we appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. Listen, if you have not already done it, please hit the like button, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell a friend and tell another friend about the Cream City crossover. Again, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us right here at the CCC. We appreciate it immensely. This is the best Milwaukee Bucks post-game show in all of the land. Oh, one more thing I did have to say before I get out of here. Did you see that loser? Van Fayaz, whatever the hell his name, dude who runs Brew Hoop, talking about my dog, Nate Marzion. Did you see that? Did you see? Yeah, well, anyway, dude, I'm not gonna get into it.
No, let's get into it.
I'm not gonna get no, because I really don't want to give him a ton of airtime talking about it. But you know Brew Hoop, right?
So this is what I saw. I saw that. I'll be able to check myself.
What you want to? Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, look, man. Dude's super corny.
See who?
No, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it.
Okay. I'll let you do. Go ahead.
He's super corny.
Who are you talking about when you say?
Your boy with the Ryan Rollins outfit on.
Okay,
Nate.
you saying Nate? You said Nate.
Yeah, he's super corny. He looked like a goofy. He looked like he lived his whole life on Twitter. Ain't never had a piece of tail in his life. Sorry. Keeping it a buck. But to insinuate that there was anything racial behind him being a super duper Bucks fan, I can't get behind that. And there's nothing. I just thought that was hella corny. That was the corniest shit ever. That dude had a Ryan's. So because you're white, you can't dress up as a black player? Yeah, you don't think I wouldn't be Brett Favre as a kid?
Yeah, that was never. I didn't understand it. I thought it was so whack. Again, and to your point, and again, I don't share those same thoughts about Nate. I like Nate. Nate's a good guy. Nate has been on this show before. He's been on Cream City Crossover. He would come on. He used to be our correspondent, he used to be a weekly guest on 97.3 when we had the on all T's and Q's. For the Bucks every Saturday, for one of those years at least, we had Nate on, and so again, I like Nate, good guy. I think again, anytime you have a guy who's a big personality on Twitter, people hate me on Twitter. I'm nowhere near. I have nowhere near. I think Nate has 60,000 followers, whatever he has. But anytime you have somebody with a big following like that, you have a lot of people who don't like him for whatever reason. I tend to like Nate. I think he's good, but I think again, I think there are normal, I think, reasons why people don't like Nate, which is kind of the things that you say, like may think he's a bit of a cornball. Not my words, but listen, that's fine. Like I said, people don't like me for whatever reason, as well. I'm too blunt, whatever it is. But that's fine if you don't like Nate for being a. What we're not gonna do is call the man racist because he wore a damn Ryan Rollins fit to on Halloween. Like, again, that is the crazy thing is, and the crazy thing is that's the way you do it. Like, yeah, there are people who do the blackface stuff and try to be a black player. Right, that's the incorrect way to do it. That is the racist thing. But when you just put a jersey and shorts on and put the fit, whatever, the headband, sweatband, whatever rhymes it, when you put that on, there's nothing racist about that. So again, the dude's name is, I think, Van Fayaz, who runs Brew Hoop. And the crazy thing is, I actually like the Brew Hoop site. They have some decent stuff. Wow, Indiana's gonna get a win over Golden State. But no, Q says Van. No, listen. Here's the thing, though. We talk about here's the thing. When you say Van over Nate for Bucks analysis, not really, because here's what I'll say about it. Nate is a fan. He also he analyzes games, but he's also a fan. Van's dork ass is in the facility. He has a press pass, and then when he has a press pass and he's calling people racist, he's calling people racist who didn't do anything racist, which is weird. Number one, he's not even black, and he's brother, I'm brown. There is no such thing as brown. Maybe I ain't know this thing as brown faces, whoever that. I ain't never heard it. The reason it's a thing is because that's why I like when people go white face. There's like when whoever was dressed up as a white, when Drewski did the skit, there is no such thing as white face. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing, right? Like, that's why it's not inherently racist, because there was no historical precedent of people making fun of white people for being white. And there's no thing about white. It's not a thing. Blackface, I believe, and again, maybe I'm missing some education. You can educate me if you want. That was directed at African Americans back in a particular time period. So what the hell are we talking about? What are we talking about, man? You know what? You in business that you ain't supposed to be in. Somebody black tell Nate he do something if he does something. No, nobody asked you. That's like all this stuff I see. Some of these protests that happen a lot of times. You speaking on issues you don't know about. You speaking on issues that ain't got nothing to do with you. And by the way, you're a loser. You're in the facility. I don't know if he's in California. Listen, I know he has a press pass. Maybe he's in California. You have a press. I know he's been in the building before. I know he's been in press conferences before. Let me ask you this, Q. Have you ever heard Vaughn? Well, I don't know how you say his name. You ever heard this fool has he broken a story ever? You're in the building and you have no relation. You can't break any stories. Again, Justin, I'm holding back. I have multiple things I could break right now. Listen, I know you do. Justin, I just gave you one during this show that the Milwaukee Bucks organization likes Kyle Kuzma way more than again, and I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know because of relationships. And I'm not in the building. This dork is in the building and has a press pass, has credentials, and can't tell you a damn thing other than what Justin, he does what you do when you tell us what Doc Rivers just said at the press conference. That's all he can do. And you can do that from sitting right there in front of right behind Kobe with Kobe and Cream City crossover in the background. This dude can't tell you nothing because he has no sources. You are wasting space. You are a waste of space in the media. You ain't asking no good question. Whenever tell you, Van asked a great question. You ain't never said that. He provides nothing. And on top of that, you out here yelling about somebody being racist, ain't done nothing. This fucking dork out of here, man. He's a loser. Y'all, please stop giving his. I've given him too much time already today, but he's an absolute loser. And Q says, I'm not to take naked on Nate at all. Just saying Nate gets a little too fanboy. He's a fan. He should get fanboy. Nate is a fan. I'm just saying. You call him corny, that's fine. And again, I'm not even gonna. If you want to call him a fanboy, fine. He he's an ultimate fan. I think he is. I don't disagree with that. But at least he does what he's supposed to do. Dan, I'd ask Van, please report on some. Please give some actual. Please ask a question. Please break a story. Break something. I've broken more things from where I sit today, and I don't step foot in there, ask nobody no questions, and he ain't broke a damn thing. No, that's what I always. I've been begging for him. Somebody put the hashtag break a story challenge. Break something. You know the only thing he's ever broken? I'm going to say this last thing. You know the only thing he's ever broken? He told me, do you know I've talked to people in the building and they hate you? He told me that there are Bucks people in the building that don't like me. And you know what my response is to that? Good, they're listening. Good. They damn it, that means I got some influence, and I'm a nobody, and I got more influence than they got, if that's the case. But you know what? I don't even think he's talked to anybody. He probably talked to I couldn't tell you who he's talked to, because he has no influence over anything. He can't get a story. He has no clue about nothing going on other than what people tell him, and he's listening to the press conferences just like you or me. The only difference is he asks a stupid ass question every now and then. Sorry, but that's all.
The crazy part about let me
I've been waiting for a reason to talk about this loser. For a reason.
So for me, and again, man, you accuse someone on Twitter, on any type of social media platform, of being racist when they're not. And we don't know who that person is, but that may be something that gentleman can lose his job for. He could get kicked out of school, whatever the case may be. That is a very serious claim, and it's nothing to play with, right?
I agree with that.
So the other thing is that the reason why I say he's corny is because you don't keep it 10 toes down when you say something. I'll defend my point till I'm blue in the face. And I could also say when I'm wrong. And the other thing when I say he's corny is because he did go ask his followers to pay for him to go to a playoff game. I think that's corny. That's super corny to me. However, and I also think him being a Cubs fan is just corny by itself. But I mean, that's a whole nother Milwaukee topic. We could do a 2-hour podcast about that. But like all this attack on this man's character, do I know him personally? Do I know his character? No. That's why I say he's corny. But to attack this man's character, that's just not cool. At least he's a real fan. Y'all fan.
Yeah, that was the only person who's more corny than Van Fayaz is Cream City 1846. What are you talking about? You only show up. What are you even talking about? Ready to get? There's no way you even listen to this whole thing. He says y'all ready to get. Who the hell is ready? I'm not even gonna address it. Who's ready to give up on the whole team at one time? Did you listen to anything that was said tonight? Shut up. You sound like an idiot. You sound like an absolute idiot. Cream City. Plus y'all only show up after the game. It's a post game show. You idiot. But you know what? You're out of here. You're banned. Boom. See ya. Get out. Get out.
But shout out to Nathan.
I tech Cream City 1846 up faster than Buddy tonight did Cole Anthony. Loser.
Hey, but for real, like all jokes aside and all that other stuff, man, and to that homie Nathan, that stuff ain't cool, man.
Oh, I ain't do this on the right computer. Hold on, I ain't do it on the right thing. My bad.
I don't know dude's name that's doing that, but I mean, you go out there and you're doing witch hunts on people that don't deserve it. That's not cool, man. We can agree or disagree on a lot of different things and stuff like that. And just to let y'all behind the curtains, just a tad, Trey can say a lot more than he wants to say. Always.
Oh, I can always say a lot more than I want to say. Maddie, again, it's Nathan Marzion, man. You have to listen all the time. Maddie, the scoop. Again, I'm not gonna give you the. I'm gonna wait to the scoop I want to get. I give it to closer to that because this is interesting. But I'll wait on that one. But the only scoop I'm giving you right now, what I'll say is the Bucks are much higher on Kyle Kuzma than people on the outside think they are. That's all. That's what I can tell you today. And again, it's just what I know. All right, now anything else you want to get at? Justin,
Just one last final point on that, man. We're all Milwaukee Bucks fans, right?
Right.
Let's just keep it a buck. We're all Milwaukee Bucks fans. You're gonna agree with me on some things. You're gonna disagree with me. You're gonna agree with Trey. You're gonna disagree. JT, Chris King, Nathan, Eric Name, Sparky, Charlie Udson, Billy Schmidt, Armin Sarian, Steve the Homer True. But when you like this stuff can't get personal and it can't be attacking people's character like that is my point.
Agreed.
And at the end of the day, remember, we all root for the front of the jersey. That was the whole thing about the Kuzma jersey for the last time. It's all about the front of the jersey, man. I hope that this, wherever Nate is, if he hears this, I hope he's doing well. And I hope that this stuff does not, whatever dude is trying to do. And like, dude, hey, man, I saw some of the stuff on there. It was absolutely bad. And instead of just saying, hey, man, I effed up, I did something bad.
Double down, triple down.
Quadruple. You just kept going. And the whole thing is about him asking his Twitter followers for tickets. I agree. That's corny, but should he be a villain? Should he be a villain because of that? I don't think so. And hey, man.
Y'all the ones gave him the money. Yeah. Y'all gave him, you gonna get a man money to go there.
I gave his ass a mute. That's what I gave him.
I gotta do that, man. All right, I like Nate. Anyway, I like Nate. Van Fayaz. Hey, I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we about to get in trouble. Let's go home.
Let's get out of here. All right, let's quick draw McGraw. He said and not looking to trade him. Quick draw. I want to be clear. Not saying they wouldn't. I'm not saying they wouldn't. But I think again they would rather. It's not, put it like this. It's not a given. I think there's a lot of fans that believe it's a given that Kuzma's on the block at the deadline and that's all there is to it. And like the better he plays, he's just trade bait. I don't. Now that's what I'm not. That's not the case. Reese says, who's worse, Barrett or Van? Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. You know what's crazy? I would probably say, I'll answer because I usually, now, God, don't ever talk about Barrett. I will actually say it's probably Van. Van's probably worse than Barrett because Barrett knows that he's a troll. Barrett is troll. Now, again, I do think he has problems upstairs, but I think both of these got problems upstairs. But Barrett knows he's trolling. Like I told you, Barrett came in my DMs after he said something. And again, I just didn't accept his apology because he was like, hey, bro, it's just a game, man. I'm just out here playing a game. But you can't be talking about people crazy and then think yeah, cool, all right. I understand the troll. I'm not a teenager, so that don't hit for me. Maybe it's cool. 17, 18, 19-year-olds like to troll like that. All that weird kind of talk about, people's meats and all. I don't troll like that with people I don't know. Like, I don't know you like that. You ain't about to tell me to do nothing to you. That's weird to me. But, right, yeah, man, y'all about to get me in trouble talking about these people. You know why? You know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about it. I'm gonna answer the first question. Hunt Jacqueline, I just know I do have an answer for that. But I'm not gonna answer that. But Reese, who's worse? Again, I think Barrett knows he's a troll, and that's why I would say I think Van thinks all the things he's saying. I think he actually believes it. Like I believe he's a serious person, which is crazy. Like Barrett knows he's a joke. Barrett knows it's a joke. Van is very serious about this, which is like, that's insane. That you need to get serious about your job and break a damn story. That's what you need to do.
And Hunt Jacqueline is absolutely right, man. He said that it should turn into a meme every time, or said a massive meme when he doesn't play. That's what it should be. It should be a rib on him for that. It should be nothing more than that. I mean, but you got a lot of people that speak for the people that ain't the people, though. All right.
Yeah, Hunt Jackson. He said he's been too busy coaching, teaching, doing real life stuff. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you gotta get up. Hey, mom ain't gonna let you stay in the basement forever. You gotta do something at some point. You gotta do something. You can't sit in the basement and troll all day long, eating hot Cheetos. You gotta do something in life at some point. Sorry.
Ma, you got some hot pockets.
You gotta do something, dog. That's what I'm saying.
We gotta go. We gonna get in trouble.
All right, yeah, we get in trouble. All right, let me get out of here. All right, let's go. Listen, we appreciate everybody for joining us tonight, and I appreciate it. That was probably we did an extra 10 minutes rant there at the end. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Had a lot of fun. Tell a friend about the Cream City crossover. Enjoyed it. Fun night, even though the Bucks lose 135-133. Listen, I'm feeling better about it. I feel good. Let's go out and get a dub on Monday. Remember, this has been a Cream City crossover. Damn, this has been This has been a Cream City Media Group production from the Guru Trick House III.
Justin.
If I am your enemy, especially tonight, if I am your enemy, it is only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no wooden nickels.